Hello everyone. We are going to take another look at some volume stuff. Today we're going to look at volume as layers. Yesterday we took a look at unit cubes in reference to volume. Remember, you can fill any three-dimensional shape with those units. So we are trying to find out how many units go inside each shape. We can use the formula, of course, volume. Volume equals length times width times height. And let's also remember that your base is the length times the width. All right, so another volume formula that you can use is volume equals base times height. And if length and width make base, then it's basically the same formula. So volume equals length times width times height, or volume equals base times height. The base layer times how many layers. All right, now let's take a look. So the following image, we have a rectangular prism, we have another rectangular prism, we have another rectangular prism. All right, so what would it look like if we combined all three together? Well, it depends on if we stacked them or if we squished them together. Okay, so it looks like what they did is they squished them together. All right, so we have two layers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so it looks like we have 12 cubes in two layers, so we'll probably have a volume of 24 cubic units. Now, if we wanted to use the formula volume equals length times width times height to make it easier, we could do that. So our length is 3, our width is 4, and our height is 2. So I can fill this in. My length, oops, did the thing again. Oh, my mouse stopped working. All right, so I'm going to use my finger. Length was 3, width was 4, and height was 2. So my base is 12, like we discussed. There's 12 in one layer, and we're multiplying it by 2 layers. And that means that our volume is 24 cubic units. All right. So volume equals length times width times height. What could you do to find the volume of this figure? So let's go ahead and I want y'all to try and find the length, the width, and the height. That's so strange that my pen worked for a second and then stopped again. All right, so find the length, the width, and the height. And then I want you to plug it into the formula. Volume equals length times width times height. And see how you do. So the length is 3, the width is 3, the height is 4. So volume equals 3 times 3 times 4. So let's find our base layer first. Volume equals 9 times 4. So our base layer has 9 cubes inside. We can only see 6 of them, but there are 9 down there. And we have 4 layers of them. So that should mean that we have a total volume of 36 cubic units. Sorry, I'm still writing with my finger and it doesn't look great. So we took the length times the width times the height. And when we just multiply length and width, that gives us our base layer. So, moving on. Is there a better way to find volume than counting each individual cube? Yeah, there is. And we figured out the best way by using the formula. Saves us time, and then we don't have to guess how many cubes are behind things and hiding. We can use the layers. We realized there was 4 layers of 9 cubes. So let's see, what is the volume of this figure? So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to find out what the length, the width, and the height is. All right, so we'll find out what the length, the width, and the height is. And then once we figure out the length, the width, and the height, then go ahead and plug it into the formula. Find the base layer and multiply it times how tall your shape is. So our width is 3, our length is 6, and our height is 3. So go ahead and plug that into the formula, and then when we come back, we'll check our work. I'll see you then.